Welcome to episode 139 of But I Know the DJ, the original New England podcast discussing all things DJ, music, nightlife, and business, and pop culture, the unfiltered pins and faux snacks.
Give me snacks, baby.
And Cammy V.
What's up, baby?
And this episode is presented by Heavy Hits. Heavy Hits is a record pool and music discovery platform exclusively for DJs and music producers. It's a one-stop shop for finding the perfect tracks for any occasion. Thank you so much for partnering with us, Heavy Hits. And we do have a special offering for our listeners. Use Heavy Hits code BIKTDJ to cut your first month subscription to just $5. Everybody, welcome. Everybody who's tuned in with us live on Instagram and YouTube, and everyone who's listening to us after the fact on everywhere you can stream your favorite podcast. Cammy V, what's up, baby?
How we doing, man? What's going on?
We're doing great, and so much to talk about. So excited for an amazing show. Cammy V, tell us what's new in news.
Thank you, Snax. Here I am at, but I know that. Dude, you gotta let me cook.
I'm sorry. Dude, the voice was hilarious. Go.
Thank you, Snax. Here I am at But I Know the DJ headquarters reporting live. We got the best news in the street right here, and we're going to start off with this. A little bit local news. According to the Boston Globe, dance floors have transitioned into performative spaces where audiences focus on filming DJs and creating social media content rather than dancing. They posted an entire article about this, linked with a social media post on Instagram that went viral. Let's dig into some of the details here and some things that had people up in arms about this bold statement, to say the least. On social media, they said dancing at nightclubs may become a relic of the past. Ironically, the issue is that the DJ booth is taking up too much space. The DJ booth is no longer tucked away in a corner. It's the focal point of the room. The DJ is now the performer, and with that comes people who aren't fans of music, but of the DJ. The result, swarms of people trying to get as close to the booth as possible, snapping pictures, asking for selfies, and doing anything but dancing. Despite this, DJs say the biggest change isn't where they're standing, it's how audiences behave. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get what the writer's saying, and first of all, I immediately was like, who fucking wrote this? And what were the research, tactics used? Because I'm curious if, like, where they went. I think especially in Boston, depending on your market, there are different types of going out places. There are different ways to go out and party. And we can list, a bunch of different, kind of examples. It can be like, standing at a bar, a brewery versus a nightclub. What type of nightclub? What type of music? What type of programming? What type of promoter? What type of DJ? There's so many different factors that go into this. But generally speaking, I think this is ridiculous because all I know is at my gigs, a lot of ass is being shaken.
That's for sure.
That's what I know. And so when I read it, and I was like, I got tagged in it a bunch of times. I got sent it a bunch. And when they were like, people aren't going to dance anymore. Again, I understand. I think when we think of, like, I remember we used to talk about like the multicam.
Yep.
DJ booth in the middle, people behind you, and just kind of want to be seen and like be part of like the content. I understand that part, right?
Yeah,
and I think that's kind of the start of that argument to say that, like, I think everyone has been saying nightlife is dead. Like, nightlife is very much not dead. I just want to like very much.
We just talked
that.
about having like one of the hottest summers probably since pre-COVID. This summer was like the hottest summer for nightlife.
Yeah, and for those, I see the comments. For those looking at the article, if you go to like the Boston Globe Instagram page, it was posted like this past week. Like, you can find it within a few posts.
August 17th.
It's posted August 17th, and I think people. What I noticed is the people that say that nightlife is dead, or that nightclubs suck, or that parties suck, or that events suck, are usually the people with the least amount of motion. That's what I've noticed, because
they're not outside.
I know me, when I pop out and I decide to go, it's very rare when I go out like for leisure, but when I do, I'm having a grand old time. I'm dancing, I'm singing.
Bro,
I know.
We're active.
I know we're super active, and I know who's around, whatever, and I'm having a good time. But you know what? We are held accountable. We are accountable folks in nightlife. So holding the patrons accountable, I say this all the time. Do they know where to go? Do they know what type of place they're even looking for? Do they know what type of music they're looking for? Do they know what kind of structure they're looking for? if those questions have not been answered, then of course the patron's gonna have a bad time. Oh, I didn't like the music. The music sucked. I wanted Latin music. Okay, but you went to a fucking college bar. Doesn't make sense. Oh my God, all they did was play Afrobeats all night. Oh my God, I hated that. Well, you went to an African promoted event.
Yeah. There's about 1 million bars on Lansdowne Street that will play exactly what you want.
And so, I will say I understand. Like the DJ booth has become more of a center of attention. Okay, that is true.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah. I mean, back in the day, it was tucked in a corner. I remember there was a few DJ booths that were like all they had was like a window, like a little window, and that's how they could see the crowd, and you couldn't even see who the DJ was, and it was really just about but it wasn't about who necessarily. Obviously, it mattered who was DJing because their style and their vibe is kind of like why you're there, and that's the type of music that resonates with you. But the figure themselves, you know what I'm saying, that they weren't the centerpiece. The people were the centerpiece.
Yeah, but I think it was also back then, it was probably more of just a like a logistical layout of like, hey, this is where our AV system is. Like, we're not going to run. Like, it was probably like, hey, structurally, like, we need to have the DJ tucked in here because that's where everything is connected to.
And but I think again the thing that really annoyed me about the article was that blaming the DJ.
That's
when at the end of the day it is the patrons, because it's like, okay, why is the attention to the DJ? People want to be seen. I saw in the comments on Instagram, VIP did a lot. VIP sections, being seen as an important figure in the club for the night, spending the most money, whatever that case is, completely changed the dynamic of the room, completely changed the dynamic of the dance floor, because there was a point where before there was section, it was straight dance floor, didn't matter who you were all GA, you were all there to have a good time, and you had to figure out and maneuver your night based on the music that the DJ was playing. Whatever. And there was a point where people trusted the DJ, right? What the DJ deemed was popping in that moment, at that night, at that time, was what was popping. People used to go out to see what the DJ thought was popping. The DJ was the tastemaker. Oh, I want to go out and see what the new thing is, what's popping. I got to go out and hear what's being played. You know what I'm saying? And that's why rappers were really pushing, like, yo, please play my song, because if the DJ's playing my song, that means my song is popping.
Yep.
Oh, I want to test the record. We gotta play it at a venue, and then if the people react, that's how I know my shit's lit. The DJ was the tastemaker, the DJ was the curator, the DJ was the gatekeeper in the best sense possible at the time. Now, if we're blaming them, I think it's easy to blame the person where the spotlight is on. There are times I've done parties where I've talked to the AV guy, I go, do not give me a spotlight. Do not put the lights on me, because it forces people to face me when I want people to face each other. And I've stopped parties before. I go, everyone stop fucking looking at me. Look at each other. Please.
Oh, yeah. I've seen you do that.
Yeah. I'm like, please look at each other. You know what I'm saying? And so even DJs like myself, we're big dance floor guys, big sing-along guys, big ass shaker guys, that like I would be like, yo, stop looking at it. Don't make me the focal point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can drive the energy and drive us where we need to go. But at the end of the day, y'all need to interact with each other. What has been your experience there?
Well, the part that I'm like, this makes zero sense is like, dude, so we're talking about, what the article and the post alluded to was like, this is something that's changed like recently. And it's like, dude, I know you and I both play at venues in Boston that like haven't changed the layout or renovated anything in like 15, 20 years at least. Yeah. So what's the excuse here? What's the only thing that's changed there? The patrons. Like the layout's the fucking exact same. The booth is exactly in the same place where it's been for the last 20 years. Yeah. How is that argument holds no water, because that doesn't make any sense. So that's part of it. And I guess the other part is obviously now, again, like I feel like if you're a celebrity on television, like especially reality TV, the next logical progression for you is to become a DJ.
Oh God, we're opening a can, man.
I know. So, and with that obviously comes like DJs, obviously, like especially when you're in that like tier of DJing, like that sells, and people will go to see. I'm not throwing any shade. My girls got me watching Summer House, but Kyle Cook, I've had multiple people like go see him and was like, dude, this guy's not that good. Yeah. Not too surprised, no shade, but people just want to go and see him. You know what I mean? At least Pauly D, for example, is a fucking great DJ.
He was
and,
a DJ before he was a DJ before he got on the show.
And but people want to go see and take videos and be like, "Oh, I was in the same room as Pauly D." So that's a different.
Yeah.
So we're combining two different things here.
Yeah. Well, DJing right now is the easiest way to be like, how can I get in front of as many people as possible and monetize it? Right now, that is the easiest way. Fucking Nick Vans from Love Island last year. You know, I think when you get off a reality show like that and get this crazy following, the first question you should be asking is, how can I turn this into dollars? How can I turn these followers into dollars? How can I get paid to be somewhere? How can I sell tickets for my name? And right now, becoming a DJ and showing up, most of the time they're showing up just to be like, oh, I'm seeing this dude that I saw on TV. It doesn't really matter what he's playing. At the time that he first started DJing, he didn't have a track out. We didn't know what type of DJ he was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't have a style. He didn't have, you know what I'm saying? But that was the avenue he went, and he's been doing it ever since for the last year. So in a way, you know, right now, I know we preach a lot about, becoming like performance based. A lot of people want to become artists. A lot of people want to become producers. So in that sense, sure, DJs can often become the focal point in that, right? As festivals have emerged, as, again, 360 booths have emerged, multicam has emerged. I can see where the argument starts coming in that lens.
Yep.
But, I think for the working DJ, like many of us listening, like you and I, it is tough to see a local, newspaper or whatever say that the dancing has died, when there's people that really, really work very, very hard week in and week out to make sure that people are coming out and having a good time and being able to pour into that nightlife economy. And so to see that like headline, being like, we're all trying to eat and trying to make sure that Boston is already a struggling nightlife like entity when you look at the grand scheme of the rest of the country. And so like, why are you pouring out this hate? Like, why are you pouring out this negativity? You know what I'm saying? That's where I was tight. I was like, where is the highlights of the folks that are putting on great events?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out Dope. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Red Eye. I see Caleb's in here. What's up, Caleb? You know what I'm saying? People that are like really, really putting on for the city.
Shout out
putting
Silk.
on for Silk. Yeah, I just went to 2 of their events over the last couple of weeks. Great events across Massachusetts. You know what I'm saying? Where's the headlines of those people? Where are the headlines of those folks who are really trying to put on for the city and bringing culture to Boston into nightlife's economy? So
right.
That's the thing that really, really pissed me off. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, but none of this is like fact-based. Like we're just like out here just saying fucking crazy shit on the internet. Words mean things, children, as Fingers used to say.
Would say.
But that's the thing. It's like, bro, like you must not be going out. Because, dude, there's this whole summer. Don't get me pissed off this early. This is the first fucking segment. Dude, this whole summer, people, we had businesses literally taking weekend nights off because it was so fucking busy because of the World Cup. They needed to give their staff a break, and you're trying to tell me nightlife is dead? Come on!
Jesus, yes. The Italian sound, everybody.
We're cooking.
So, for now, fuck the Boston Globe. Until you write an article about me, hey, I'm ready. Just let me know. And please, I would love to see some more positivity into our nightlife because we are working. People are working. DJs are working. Promoters are working. Event producers are working. And you know what? The girl shaking her ass next to my DJ booth is working, and she needs to be shouted at as well. Speaking of nightclubs, let's get outside of Boston. Let's go a little bit more national here. Shout out anybody from outside of New England who's tuned in. We love y'all. We respect y'all. Thanks so much for showing love. Cammie, talk to me about some more viral news here.
Thank you, Snax. We also are transitioning over to Milwaukee. I always spell that wrong. Over in Milwaukee, we're making some national news. The Garage on Brady Street, a popular bar in Milwaukee, is facing intense online backlash after leaked no-play music lists circulated on social media. The list mandated that local DJs stop playing a specific roster of approximately 40 mainstream hip-hop artists and rap artists and featured the bold instruction, "No Milwaukee rap" at the bottom. A leaked text message to DJs warned that failure to comply would result in a loss of gigs and claimed the directive came directly from ownership. Woof.
First of all, shout out Iowa in the house. Thank you so much for tuning in. Cammie, can you please rattle off some of the names on this list? Do you have the name readily available?
Yes, I do.
And for those who didn't see this, this was going around all my group chats, all my DJ group chats. So to reiterate, Milwaukee Club sends out do not play lists of artists. and all the artists have to happen to be of a specific genre. Do you have the list here?
Yes, I do.
Let's hear it.
And it's obviously cut off, but I'll read as many as I can on this list. There's 40 names on here. We got Young Thug, 21 Savage, City Girls, Tyga, that's hilarious, Glorilla, Lotto, Lil Baby, Gunna, Playboy Cardi, Migos, Offset, Quavo, as if Migos didn't cover that. 2 Chainz, Gucci Mane, Rick Ross, Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Wayne, Moneybagg Yo, Key Glock, Young Dolph, R.I.P.
I draw the line at Key Glock. I love Key Glock.
Yo Gotti, Roddy Ricch, A Boogie with the Hoodie, Lil TJ, Don Toliver, Metro Boomin, and it says no Milwaukee rap at the bottom.
So it is very clear that this is just a more complicated way to say no rap allowed at our club. And I mean, this is a problem on so many levels. Let's just call it what it is. There are ways for a venue, for a night to quote unquote clean out their crowd. Okay. And music is one of the best ways to do it. There are certain venues that might take certain nights or events with certain promoters versus not. And so if they're like, hey, we know that you do a lot of trap music, you know what I'm saying? You do a lot of locker room music, drug dealer music, whatever you want to call it. We may not want to accept your night. But if someone comes in and be like, hey, I want to do a disco night, you know what I'm saying, specifically targeting an older demographic, doing Donna Summer all fucking night, it's going to be really, really nice and clean. Yes, we'll take your night. That is definitely a thing.
For sure.
And so dress code is a great way. No Timberland boots, no do-rags, no hats, no jerseys. Like, these are different ways that venues, again, can kind of clean out their crowd. Drink prices as well. You know what I'm saying? All the drinks are at a certain price point. That's going to weed out some folks. Cover charges as well. These are all clean and political ways that you can clean out your crowd. This is not one of those examples. This is a very obvious way of being like, we don't want black people. We don't want folk, of color. And we don't want folk that, partakes in this hippity hop that we don't want in our establishment. Now, my thing is, and I had a problem with this back in 2016, right? I remember I was when I was coming up, I was still kind of going back and forth from bars and nightclubs. And I remember bars, again, this is culture era, right? Migos, Bad and Bougie, biggest song.
Bro, we're talking about
yeah,
low key, like the peak of like 2010s hip hop right now.
Yeah. So I remember Bad and Bougie, biggest song in the fucking world. Everyone wants to fucking whatever. Uzi's coming up, whatever. And I remember I was doing certain bars in Boston that were like, yeah, we don't want none of that rap music. You know what I'm saying? We only want top 40. And I go, that's very interesting because have you looked at a top 40 list recently? It's covered in Cardi B and the Migos and Drake. Mm-hmm. So what does top 40 really mean? You feel what I'm saying? And I remember there were some places that I was like, you know what? This is my last night playing here. You know what I mean? Because you're telling me a lot by the demands in which you are demanding. And so when you look at a list like this as a DJ, what do? How do you feel? Cammie, please.
This is crazy. Again, this shit happened to me, same thing, when I was out in Springfield DJing in 2010s, late 2010s. But here's the thing, right? There's a strong difference between having an identity as a venue, okay, and hey, this is the vibe that we want. This is, these are the types of genres that we want to be played.
Yeah.
And being none of this music allowed. And I think that part of that comes down to whoever's job it is to be booking for that venue. You have to fucking do your homework, man. You're gonna put that on the DJ booth and be like, no, you can't play any of this. Dude, do your homework. Book the guy for whatever vibe that you want to curate. And that solves all your problems right there. But all that to be said, this is just blatant stupidity. I mean, that sounds like a terrible night to me. I wouldn't want to go there.
It's interesting because if you want, let's say if the goal was to, again, clean out the crowd and have, let's just call it what it is, a night full of white women, right? You want your ladies in there. You want to make sure the room's full of ladies. We all want that. That's nightlife is driven by women, 100%. And then if you want white ladies, right? You're going to tell me Ashley is not requesting Fetty Wap. That's what you're going to tell me. That's not going to happen, bro. So what do you do? But then it's oh, no, but Fetty Wap's type hip-hop is okay. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what does that mean? What are we really talking about?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is it hip-hop? Is it black music? Or is it the certain hip-hop and black music that attracts certain hip hop and black people.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, what are we really, really doing? And so I think it's one of those things where would this venue post that list, like promote that list, put it on their flyer? Hey, you know, Thirsty Thursdays, here are all the artists we're not playing. Come through. Would they do that? No, right?
Ironically, that happened.
Yeah, well, yeah. So we'll get to segues. Like, work with me.
I'm with you.
Segues. So, but put it on the DJ, and now the DJ has to work. And then if a patron comes up to him and be like, "Yo, if I fucking come up all drunk as shit and be like, yo, play that key Glock," you know what I'm saying? What do you do? Oh fuck, I can't. What do you mean you can't? I just can't. Oh fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now it's me.
So what ended up happening? What was the aftermath of that?
So the aftermath of this whole situation, I'm assuming that a DJ was probably the one that showed up to the venue, had the list, took a video of it, and put it on the internet. And obviously it went super viral. So shout out whoever the DJ was. I don't even know who that is. It's on TikTok. I can't see the username. But anyways, sorry. I'm a millennial. But that being said, it seemed like the venue has come out and made a statement about all this. They put a statement on their Instagram that said, "We are very proud of our diverse patron mix and our staff. We are very upset to learn of this situation. We have spoken to the employee who issued that list, which was not approved by ownership, and stressed why it was not acceptable. The intention was to eliminate music with lyrics that reference violence or guns and create a more relaxed vibe at the establishment. But a list of artists was certainly the wrong approach. We have always supported diversity of Brady Street and will continue to do so. We regret that this presents us in any other light."
Yeah, man. How convenient. And I did look at that post as well. Comments turned off.
Yeah.
Of course. And I started snooping around the other posts on that account, you know, the establishment's account. And it's funny, one of their pinned posts is that of a video of Machine Gun Kelly.
Machine Gun
showing up to the function and turning up, and he's like, "Oh, Machine, you know, never know who's going to show up at whatever. Machine Gun Kelly, thanks so much for partying with us." How convenient that we don't want lyrics with guns and shit, but Machine Gun Kelly can waltz in and do whatever the fuck he wants. It makes it like, come on, dude. You can't even.
Come on, man.
I couldn't write this if I wanted to, dude. You know what I'm saying?
It's too easy.
And I'll say this. When I'm drunk at the function, the one thing I want to fucking hear
Young
is
Dolph.
Misogynistic fucking murder music, dude. That's what the fuck I want to hear, bro.
Give me Young Dolph.
Dude, give me Dolph now.
Give me Future.
Fuck.
Surprised Future wasn't on that list, actually.
Really? Oh, Future.
Hey, Future goes, bro.
Ring in Future for an hour.
Future goes.
But again, you know, so you mentioned venue identity. It's such an important thing because
there's a difference.
You know, because there are certain venues and establishments all over the world where you can think of them to be like, they only do this.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
And that's great. Like if you're like, hey, we want to own this. We want to bring the best talent for this genre, and we want to own that. I think if you think about Vegas, right? In Vegas, a lot of these clubs have had different identities throughout the years. But like Dre's, for example, is the hip hop venue.
Correct.
If you wanna go to Vegas and you're into hip hop, you go to Dre's. You go to the pool party. Rick Ross is doing the fucking pool party, and then the after hours they have a dope hip hop DJ. How do I know? I've been.
Tao is more of an open format.
Tao's
cross
open format.
between
Yep.
hip hop, EDM,
and then if you want like just straight, you know, great EDM talent, Omnia, you know, you're gonna see Martin
Hakushan.
Garrix, you know, Steve Aoki, Hakushan. I know Calvin Harris had a residency there before. You know, they have their identities, and that is able, you know, and if they're successful with that identity and kind of really invest in that identity, they're gonna, you know, be known for it, and that's gonna be the crowd that they draw. But if you're an establishment that like, don't be so happy to cater to the black dollar if you're not really going to support the black dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a venue that like, oh yeah, we'll welcome you in if you're buying all the shots and if you buy a table and whatever. But at the end of the day, we don't really want to play your music.
Yeah,
we don't like welcome y'all.
Right.
But if like a rich one of y'all comes through, then it's open arms. Like we can't do that. Like we got to be better than that. And you know, it was a real shame to see this type of behavior from an establishment. And you know, I'm glad that fucking social media lit them the fuck up.
Yeah. And notice how in that statement as well, there was like no other steps taken. It was just, oh yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry we got caught.
Yeah.
Yeah, craziness, dude.
100%. And you know, I want to shift gears here. You know, coming off of hip hop, and one of our good friends, Drake, was not on the list, if I'm correct.
Drake.
And for our Drake fans, our OVO fans here, big OVO show here, he did tease a potential fourth project this year.
That's what it looks like.
What is it? Fear of missing out, and it was specifically a physical CD. A physical CD, you know,
like a case.
Like a case. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a while. And there's a lot of speculation of what's going on. Is he going to drop a fourth project? And if you go through the Iceman journey, it was teased with USBs, right? So now
hard drives,
USBs. So like, oh, okay, he's, you know, these are maybe mixtapes. These are, you know, things that he might drop for free. Who knows? As we know, he dropped 3 albums. Why the CD case? Why this? Why the disc? And so lots of conspiracy, a lot of speculation.
Yeah.
Cammie, I mean, I know you've dove into this a bunch.
Bro, one of the biggest rumors that I've seen online is they're speculating that with this project here, it's only going to be able to go. You have to go and get a physical copy in person. It's not going to be on streaming platforms, and hence the name Fear of Missing Out. Think about, I mean, what a perfect name. If that's the case, if this is all true, what a perfect name for such a project. Because, hey, like, I can't get it on my phone. I don't want to miss out on this. I have to go to the store and buy it. And that's the only way you can hear it. And this is...
would be unprecedented.
It would be very unprecedented, especially in today's day and age.
Yeah.
But... I don't know. I'm saying the closest thing that we have had to something like this was also Drake with If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, where he dropped the entire project on SoundCloud for 24 hours. You had 24 hours to get it for free, and then after that, you had to go pay for it.
Yeah.
But let's talk about more about like getting like a physical copy and like distribution of music and stuff like that.
This would be groundbreaking for a few reasons. It kind of flips the industry and how we consume music now on its head. So why is physical copies a big deal, especially for someone like Drake? Well, I think that he's doing this for a couple of reasons. One, to flex the fact that, like, hey, like, I am so important, I am Thanos, I am inevitable, that, like, no matter how hard I make it to listen to the music, that the people are going to do it, right? So that's one thing. I think Drake's ego is definitely inflated enough to do that, and I'm okay with it.
I'm going to go buy it.
I'm going to go fucking buy it. And so there's that, but then it's also making music valuable again, right? Streaming has completely diluted the value of music. I think T-Pain, I don't know if you saw T-Pain talking about it, how overnight, you know, he had no kind of like permission, no call. All of a sudden, all the music that he was putting out and was getting tons of money from was all of a sudden diluted to, like, you know, fractions of cents on the dollar per stream, and all of his money was like going away. Now, as we reiterated in the past, the main way for artists to make music is through touring and performing.
Make money.
And so this would flip it on its head. Like, now, if we're going back to the day where it's $15 to get a fucking CD to listen to an album that you don't even know if you like, you know what I'm saying? And if people do it, like, let's say he sells 500,000 copies in the first week. Imagine.
He easily will.
And he could, right? It's Drake. So, again, he's the one to do it. And so what does that mean for the industry? And what does that tell you about the current state of the industry, right? So if we go through the history of you know, music, how it was consumed, you know, we can start at vinyl days, right? Every 10 years or so, I think music consumption and the way in which we purchase music has changed. And so if we go to vinyl, you bought the fucking record, you had a record player, it would get fucked up, your cat would scratch it, your kid would fucking bite on it, and then you have to buy a new one. As far as DJing was concerned, you would have to buy doubles, you would have to be on actual record pools from, you know, record labels and such to get the record sent to you. You get exclusive versions, instrumentals, acapellas, all that shit. Huge pain in the ass, right? Then it goes into cassettes. Compact, but you had to fucking rewind it with your fucking finger, and it was fucking annoying. You had the Walkman, but also radio and TV were probably the most prominent and important means to discover music, right? You had to tune in. There was you know, MTV wasn't just where you could find Jersey Shore reruns. It was the place that you sat down and been like, yo, what's the new fire? It's Friday. What just dropped? What's the new music video? You know what I'm saying? BET, again, specific for you know, black artists and hip hop. You know, MTV was very, very late to hip hop. excuse me, TRL. Again, these are all my millennials know what the fuck I'm talking about. Things that you specifically tuned into to discover new music. That's how it was done. This is, again, before the internet, before TikTok, before social media. And so CDs. Now technology has developed CDs and then file sharing. Napster. This is like what, 2001, 2002. Napster was the breakthrough to streaming and to MP3s and to digital music as we know it today. Super illegal. Shout out Sean Parker. You know what I'm saying?
Completely changed the game.
Taking the bullet for everybody else, but getting digital music files, uploading it to the internet for free, and everyone can just kind of have their take at it. And at that time with CDs, there was burning CDs. You were getting fucking viruses
CDs
and being able
nuts.
being able to make actual mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Like mixtapes was a real fucking thing. Like this whole playlist. Oh, I made a playlist for my girl. You know what I'm saying? This is what I think about you. That shit was like that shit came from like I compiled these 5 songs about eating pussy and these 5 songs about kissing in the car, and I'm putting this on one CD, putting your name on it with the Sharpie. Here you go. This is how I feel about you. That was like a real thing back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And so burning CDs. Now, Napster and file sharing, what LimeWire, that happens, and the entire fucking music industry is turned on its head because now people aren't making music from the sales. The sales are getting all fucked up. Yep. Record labels don't know what to fucking do. Whatever. Sean Parker goes bankrupt. He gets sued out of his ass. The record labels win. Whatever. But that changes everything now. iTunes.
iTunes, yeah.
The iPods, MP3 players. You know what I'm saying? All that to finally lead into streaming as we fucking know it. And streaming made it one-stop shop. For a fee, you can have access to all the music that you could possibly want, right? So the value of the song, the value of the project, the value of the artist ultimately gets diluted, right? And so now I know that there's a generation of people that doesn't know what it's like to be like, yo, I need to get excited for an album, to go out and buy the album. I may not even get it the day that I want it. Mm-hmm. I might not have the money for it. And I might buy it and not like it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I might be the biggest fan of X, Y, and Z and get their new album and fucking hate it. And I think it takes away from being able to consume music more objectively because I just spent 15 beans on this album. There's a couple songs I don't really like, but you know what? Because I spent 15 beans on this album, I'm going to listen to it top to bottom 20 times and really listen to the music, really listen to the lyrics. Now it's like we go through the album once. I like this song, save. Don't touch the album ever again.
Or even better. Oh, I see the entire track list. Oh, who are the features? Oh, yeah. Okay. So and so.
No surprises. No surprises.
Yeah, no surprises. I got to jump to this song.
Yeah. And so that is how music consumption currently is. How it's honestly destroyed. I think music, like, it's destroyed the artist. Okay. Because I know we talked about this off air. Like where are the rock bands now, right? Rock before hip hop, I think was probably the most prominent music genre in the world, right? We think about the 60s. No, we think about 50s with Elvis.
Yep. We
think about the 60s with the Beatles, and then 70s, 80s. We can name 50 fucking bands. 90s grunge. The grunge era cracked MTV in half. Went into the
90s,
youth
2000s
with all like the
pop punk.
Yeah, pop punk and like the dad bands. And then what? Around the end of the 2000s, mid 2000s, the rock band has like completely dissipated. Not to say that rock music isn't being created at underground bands. I'm not saying rock music isn't being created, but where is it in our mainstream culture? Where is it in pop music, right? Like if you listen to a rock radio station, it's all old rock music for the most part. What happened, right? And so when we think about the dilution of music and dilution of the artist, we are losing rock bands. Why? When you're a record executive and you're trying to decide where your money's going, we can put Blink-182, this 5-person rock band on a tour. We got to pay all these fucking people. We got to pay the stage presence. We got to pay for all the fucking equipment to come on stage. We got to pay the fucking lights. We got to pay the tour manager, whatever. Or there's this 16-year-old rapper on TikTok who's just going to pull up with a laptop and his boy, and we can send him on tour, and he's going to sell the same amount of fucking tickets.
Right.
You replicate that over 50, 100 times over 10 years. Now, no more rock bands.
Yeah.
Now everybody wants to be a rapper. Now everyone wants to be a producer. There's no more teenage rock bands practicing in the garage anymore. You see what I'm saying? there's no more artists like characters. Like I think about like David Bowie, I think Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, Nicki when she was doing like her fucking weird Barbie shit. That was like the last age of like characters of stardom and trying to be unique to be able to make it onto radio, to have a big enough voice to make it onto radio and be distinguished enough to be on radio. And now it's how easily consumable is my music just to make it on a Spotify playlist. And that's how people are listening to me and discovering me.
Yeah.
You put all those things all together and now we get these bland ass artists that can't sell a fucking room, that can't sell tickets. You know what I'm saying? Like you see how the consumption of music has completely steered artistry and the dilution of the artist and the dilution of music itself. And that is why music has been on this downward nosedive. You know what I'm saying? I know I just fucking ranted. I'm so sorry.
No,
everybody.
that was great, bro.
Thank you so much. But times have changed like crazy. Let's go into the comments here. Liam, who's going to be selling the CDs? Target and shit, or can we bring back music stores? Oh my God, the music stores. Rhapsody, Circuit City was selling them shits out. Best Buy was selling them shit out.
I used to go to what was the comic book store? It was like I forgot. They had them at the mall and stuff. I don't think they exist anymore, but there's I think it literally might be called a comic store.
Fuck, I'm hot.
Spencer's used to sell CDs.
Spencer's. Oh my God, you ever go to the back of a Spencer's? Yo, is Spencer still around? Is Spencer still a thing?
We're gonna Google right now.
Yo, if you ever been to the back of a Spencer's, yo, this was the move. You linked up with Shorty.
Yeah,
like, oh
go
my
to
God,
the mall.
Let's go to the mall. Let's hang out, whatever. And then you go to like the food court. It was always near a food court. I don't know why. You go to the food court. You go to the Auntie Anne's and you get a fucking pretzel. And then you're like, yo, let's check out Spencer's. Spencer's really cool. And they have like all these cool T-shirts. And then you bring her to the back of Spencer's, and you're like, yo, there's a G-string made out of candy right there. Like, what's the word? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, there's naked bitches everywhere. Yo,
Dude,
Spencer's was freaky.
Spencer's still around, bro.
Spencer's was freaky as fuck.
Dude, in this economy, I don't know how they're doing well.
Well, a couple of 16-year-old freaks like I was keeping the fucking business. Anyway, Caleb says, low-key feel like some current rappers took over the character trope. Uzi, Cardi, for example. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. Like, I think that that larger-than-life, like, you know, mystique. Like I think about like Prince. Michael Jackson's the best example. Like people were fainting because Michael Jackson was just like a thought. He was a god. You know, I think Cardi does a really good job of kind of keeping that. But social media has changed so much too. Like it used to be that we idolized our artist, and now we're just trying to find out how can the artist become our friends.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like back in the day, like there was no way that we could fathom being friends with any of these artists.
Right.
Now with social media, like Drake's doing streams. I feel like I know Drake.
100%.
I feel like
you're within arm's reach.
He's like personable and like he does these streams and he does these whatever. Like in a sense, if Drake was doing what he was doing in the 90s, the 80s, we would be like, yo, Drake is, he's untouchable. He's, we can't fathom his artistry. We can't fathom his brain, but he's made himself very accessible.
Right.
I think Taylor Swift making very relatable music, talking about her personal relationships. And we have an open, look at her fucking 20 boyfriends and shit and really understanding who she is. I think things like that really keep us from,
breadcrumbs and everything.
Sure, we idolize them, but like, it's just not how it used to be. Let's see. AO says, I like how Travis Scott does it, and he doesn't add the feature on the drop of the release. And he makes
some artists do that.
Some artists do that. I know I've been noticing a lot of the lowercase titles, uppercase titles, no features, sometimes features. Kanye's fucking dropping songs and taking songs off and whatever.
Kanye has like 5 albums that just like exist on the internet, and
but I do have a problem with that because
released.
I have a problem with like the ability to be able to like update. Like Kanye's probably the biggest example of that. And he's been doing this for multiple albums now, where he'll drop like an unfinished version of it, then refine it, and then drop it again. Like I don't like that revisionist kind of artistry because like some of the thing with these like again, I'm trying to think of like legendary folks, right? Like legendary bands, legendary artists, and being like, this is where they were at this time.
Yeah.
If the music was shitty, it's like, why? Like I'm not a big Springsteen guy, but I was talking to shout out Todd Powers, he's a big Springsteen guy, and he was because I was talking about the movie.
Yep.
The movie with Jeremy Allen White, And he was like, that movie is about a specific album. It's not about like his whole life. It's about him writing a specific album, and the record labels didn't want it, but he really wanted it. And Springsteen has a million albums, but the point is he wanted to release his album because that's what he was dealing with at the time, right? And I think that, imagine if he was able to revise that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that takes away so much. You know what I'm saying?
Because like I love artists that have eras.
Correct.
And a lot of artists go on era tours. But if you like, hey, I'm gonna go revisit this project 5 years later and then revise it, that's not an era. That's like a
exactly. I'm curious to see you know, folks of in the comments of like, who are some artists that maybe most likely in the past that you idolize, and why do you idolize them? Like what are the things that you know, make them so particularly amazing or untouchable? You know, I mentioned Prince.
Yeah.
Prince was someone who, I mean, Michael's the easy one, but like Prince was someone that like, he said no to a lot of collaborations. He said no to a lot of features. He said no to a lot of projects because it's like he had to keep himself at a certain quality. And he knew that whatever he put out was etched in stone because he was before a streaming era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he knew that anything that came out was permanent.
Yeah.
And,
I mean,
and it had to reflect it.
I think what you're describing right now, the closest artist to that is probably Frank Ocean, and that's the lore.
Woo!
That's the lore of Frank Ocean.
A great example of a modern version of that. That is so true. That is so true because like Frank Ocean really is deemed like a fucking ghost.
Yeah.
Like, and we're like, we don't know anything about him. And I think it was like what, the 10th anniversary of Blonde?
Blonde.
It was like it was just
10.
like the 10th anniversary of Blonde or whatever. Dude hasn't dropped in 10 fucking years.
Yeah.
And everyone's still like, and he's only dropped 2 albums.
And he headlined Coachella, what, 2 years ago? Think about that. He hasn't dropped an album in almost a decade.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's got to be Frank Ocean.
No, that's such a great example. That's such a great example. And I think that more artists need to do that. But again, with social media and like now, like, okay, to sell, because back in the day, again, this is why like MTV, the fact that MTV doesn't exist anymore is crazy. Because back then MTV, if you had an album coming out, you had to do talk shows. You had to pull up to the MTV countdown to be like, yo, this is my new music. You had to do your promo run. Hey, this is my way of meeting fans because I'm not on social media. This is my only way to interact with fans, to get on TV and be like, yo, I'm dressed up in a certain way. This is my era. This is the mindset I was in with writing the album, and this is the new music video. Like, that's how you did it. And we had to wait and watch Friday night. They're gonna have fucking Cammy V promoting his new album. I gotta wait at 8 p.m. and like see what it's all about because I'm so excited to listen to it. Like it just created this like mystique and excitement that is no longer happening.
Well, with this again, just bringing back the whole Drake conversation and the CD aspect of it, right? I feel everything is like, time is cyclical, right? Like trends are cyclical. Like we're in the day and age where like everybody is so accessible. Everyone has their phone on them. Artists are streaming. You feel very connected. And I think what's going to happen is like, we're just going to get oversaturated, and it's going to take something like a move like this from Drake or another like really popular artist where it's like, you know what? I'm going off the grid. And you're going to be like, yo, we haven't seen anything about this guy in years. Like, that's going to make you even more intrigued. And I think if something like that happens, I think it would really like turn, you know, the industry upside down. Again, like now, before we didn't have like streaming or anything like that, and everyone was like, oh shit, now I got to catch up and get on it because that's how you get fans. That's how you connect with people. But I think a genuine way to do that is just be like, I'm like, go Frank Ocean and just like ghost and be the enigma.
Some comments here. Caleb, for him, the artist Yeet, his sound in 2022 was so unique for rap at the time that it took so many listens to really get it. His persona also added so much to the listening experience. Watching him blow up is one of the craziest runs I've ever seen from an artist. I do agree. It took me a while to get on to Yeet.
It wasn't until like last year for me.
Yeah, I mean, his last project was great. And it did take. I remember some random dude who tunes into my Mixcloud and all my my jamming mixes, DM'd me or commented on one of the mixes. He was like, yo, fire mixes, but like, you have to start playing fucking Yeet. And I just assumed he was like younger, and he was like, yo, where's the Yeet? Like, where's like, I need more Don Toliver. Like, I need more like new age stuff. And obviously radio is such an interesting place right now because like we're pushing popular music, but not like, but certain types of popular music. So like, even though like Yeet or Don Toliver are having some like the biggest rap albums of the year, like their music isn't really translatable as far as what like actually I'm not gonna name names. What certain companies are looking for to push.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being like, fuck, like, you know, like I want to be a DJ that like, you know, plays more like, so I started like adding, you know, more of like the new age stuff into making sure I was adding those stuff into my mixes, and I was like really getting into his catalog and be like, what can I play, what can I not play? So thank you for sharing that. Ayo says 50 Cent for me, his own city and the industry counted him out. Labels wanted nothing to do with him, and after getting shot 9 times, they basically treated his career like it was over. 50 Cent's run was a fucking amazing. I'm glad I was old enough to really be like conscious for it. And 50 Cent is still a GOAT.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Another one for me was I'm a diehard Kid Cudi fan, and I think the aspect like the vulnerability that he brought to like especially hip hop was like so interesting to me, and like the sonics behind it, like singing, being melodic, was just like very new to me. That I was like that run was incredible and influenced like a whole other subsection of hip hop that is, you know, spawned off many artists today. So
yeah. No, Kid Cudi is a great example. I appreciate y'all for adding your 2 cents and comments onto this topic. It was a very, very big one. I'm very, very excited to see what Drake does. Do we go back into buying CDs? Are artists going to be taking more risks in terms of their sales to be able to do something like that? Like, will this bring back the value of the album, the value of music being the only way you can listen to it is through buying it? And then let's say it is only physical. As far as DJs are concerned, what do we do? Right?
Go buy the album. But
it's one of those things where at the end of the day, technology is still there. Like, someone buys it, someone's going to upload it. You know what I'm saying? So like,
dude,
to what extent is it? Of course, you know
but I don't know. It's going to be like the LimeWire days. But no, I think what's going to happen is there's going to be like I don't think it's going to be uploaded to YouTube or anything like that. Like people that upload it to YouTube, I'm sure he's going to have like the copyright, like just shutting it down.
That'd
be
sick, honestly.
If you want it to find it on the internet, you probably could. But I think it's going to be like another one of those like social experiments of like, if I'm a DJ, I have to go out and buy the physical CD to be able to play it out in public at gigs. If you want to find it on the internet, you probably could, but why would you want to have that experience with something so new like that? Like that's just the lamest thing you could possibly do.
Yeah. But I'm sure like just because of the ability, people will do it. Chris mentions T-Pain. What about T-Pain going off the grid for a bit and coming back to open up about his come up and all that while live streaming? I've seen a few of the live streams of T-Pain, and I know he's someone who is very vocal. I think he's independent. I think that's why he talks so much about.
He sold his entire catalog. I believe.
About the industry, and so sorry if I'm not fully caught up, but I know he talks so much about. Again, I quoted him earlier about devaluing all the music and stuff like that, and I know like he's someone that has made so many hits and like should be really eating off of his music for the rest of his life, but he isn't, and now he's streaming. I'm sure like that's kind of what he does for work now. And he's a great example of a GOAT, someone who's made so many hits and can't rely on music to pay his bills.
Yeah, one of his most recent live streams, Pharrell called him.
Yeah. What was I saw it, but I didn't really.
The context, I believe, was, bro, you need to come back and bring R&B back. Bring real music back. He's the hero that we need. He goes, Pharrell was like, I want you to know that you can do it, and you are absolutely the only person that can do it.
You know what? Like, I don't know. So I'm gonna say this.
Right.
I'm gonna say this. T-Pain's one of my favorite artists of all time. I've seen him live 5 times. I love him. I love him so much. I don't know if that's true.
I think it's true.
Because of this, and we've talked about this before, I think inevitably his voice is dated. I think his voice immediately brings a nostalgic sound. Same way that Fetty Wap does. You see what I'm saying? I think the tone of his voice screams 2000s. So, like, if we think about the current state of R&B now, we're thinking about Leon Thomas, Kehlani, Summer Walker, SZA. What do those voices sound like, and what type of R&B are they making? You see what I'm saying? Obviously, T-Pain is super versatile. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. I'm not saying that he can't make that type of music, but I think if we're talking about someone to save R&B or to bring R&B back into the limelight, I don't know if T-Pain really is the guy. You know
yeah,
what I'm
but
saying?
that's like the auto-tune T-Pain. First of all, he absolutely does not need that. Second
Yeah,
of
no,
all,
yeah, I know.
But
that.
like, have you heard like he's done? He did like On Top of the Covers, that whole project that was like
Yeah.
all covers.
Oh
and
my
stuff.
God, so good.
Fire, right?
So good.
He's that versatile, bro. I'm telling you, I think he easily could. Easily.
What needs to come back that has been truly lost is the hip hop R&B collaborations. That was huge in like the 2000s, and like I don't know when that got lost.
Well, we have them now, but
like what's like the biggest one?
I'm just saying.
recently?
I'm just saying we have them now, but it's more hip hop sounding because R&B is more hip hop sounding in nature.
Thanks, Bryson. It is his fault. It is his fault. Trap Soul was groundbreaking. Trap Soul changed everything.
Yeah. I guess we can blame him. But yeah, so now like those crossovers are just more hip hop in nature because the current sound of R&B is more hip hop based.
Fair point. Yeah, I would love to see that. I mean, who knows? Maybe T-Pain's the hero that we need right now. I think R&B is also in a very interesting place. Some things are breaking through.
Yeah, that's a thing.
But like,
dude.
there's not like crazy fucking monster.
But
Like SZA's run was good, but like,
yeah,
there's not crazy like monster project.
But time out though, right? So let's look at Kehlani for example.
Yeah,
Folded. Why was that such a breakthrough record?
I mean, I think it was just a great song. I don't know.
Fantastic song, but if that song was made like in the 2000s, it would have been a hit record.
100%.
Right?
100%.
It has that nostalgic sound of R&B to it. So I think again to Pharrell's point and to counterpoint you, like T-Pain, if he were even to go that route of that nostalgia, that's what hit today. That like the biggest R&B hit in the last 3 years was something that sounded like it was from the year 2000.
That's fair. Yeah, I would love to see what he does. I don't think he wants to because I think he makes more money streaming now, like live streaming on his Twitch and shit. I saw a podcast that he was making, like I think Joe Rogan was talking about that he makes like stupid fucking money on his live stream. So it's like,
dude, but imagine,
like, why would you? You know what I mean?
I mean,
you did it for 20
for the love of the game.
But you did it for 20 years. Like, why would you? You know what I mean? Like, and all they did was take it away from you. You know what I mean? So it's like,
but but the thing is, I think what he could probably do, he could go the Tory Lanez route and record his album while streaming and get input from. I'm just saying.
That would be sick.
That would be sick.
That'd be sick.
God, free.
But I'm sure he's fucking tired. You know what I mean? Like he's done it for so long. It for so long. Lastly, I did see. This has nothing to do with anything, but we'll close the show with this. I did see a question online, and I was just very very curious of the thoughts of the listeners and you obviously, Cammie.
Mm-hmm.
The question goes as this: if you had to compete against 100 randomly selected humans in any objectively measurable skill, game, or sport, if you don't finish first, you die. What activity do you choose? So again, this is 100 humans. This includes elderly. This includes children. This includes women. This includes men. And there has to be an activity that can be objectively measured. 100 people. If you do not finish in first place, what activity do you choose?
That's easy. It's time spent on the toilet for sure.
I think a couple old people and kids would kind of wash you out there.
I highly doubt it. I
think so. I did. I was thinking about this for a while, and I did do some research to try to figure out my answer for this. Obviously, the easy one is DJing. You know what I'm saying? I was like probably like do the best scratch pattern. Or
I mean, for 100 people, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
so I did the research, and it's like if you grabbed 100 humans, so I specifically was like humans, like this includes children, whatever. The likelihood that a DJ would be in the 100 would be 1, and so it would be me. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so it would be me against a bunch of non-DJs being like, who can do this best scratch pattern? And then I was like, okay, let's rip. I knew I was going to ask this question on the show, so I was like, let's rip about anything DJ related.
Yep.
I think I would have to inevitably go bench press.
What are you putting up these days?
So my one rep max right now is like 280, 285. And so I started looking up what the what the percentage is. So I guess 225, we're looking at like top 5% if you can do 225. And that's of all humans. Like, because again, like, so if we're doing, let's start with 225, right? You split I would say 99% of women cannot bench 225. So we can, if there's 100 people, we immediately take out at least 50 people, right? So now we're working with only males. Then you take out the elderly males and the young males. So now I'm probably worried about 20 dudes. Within most men, only like 5 to 10% can bench 225. Okay?
Right.
Now if we put it up to 265, we're looking at like 1%. If we take it up to 285, we're looking at like under 1%, and that would be me.
Yeah, you'd be the one.
So my chances would be pretty good.
That's a good question. Dude, I think it has to be something soccer related for me. Like how many
Fucking
juggles?
top corner.
Dude, top bins? Yeah, easily for your boy.
How many juggles is good? I can't.
How
I've
many
never been.
juggles?
I was never great at juggle. Do you know how many juggles you can do?
Thousands, easily. I'm not even exaggerating. Like I got to a point when at my peak, dude, I'm like, I got tired. I was like, all right, I stopped counting. It was over 1,000.
That's
easily. So now, yeah, probably like a few hundred for sure.
That's crazy. Last comment here, the Shuffle Couple here on YouTube. Thanks so much for commenting and joining us today. It is their first time. Shout out Iowa in the building. Ask what's your favorite scratch pattern. Let's close on that. So Cammie is actually the stronger scratcher between the two of us. You can do definitely way more scratches and a lot better than I can.
Thanks, dog.
What's your favorite scratch?
2-click flare, probably.
Yeah.
That one sounds the best. Especially, dude, if you hit a nice sharp pocket. I don't know. Yeah, fire, bro. Come on now.
If you know me, you know that I love a transformer. I am a fucking dog when it comes to transforming.
Yep.
Or a good crab. I think a crab transformer is probably my favorite pattern. So those are our favorite scratches. And we'll close the show there.
Dude, that's funny because those are both more closed fader scratches.
You're an open fader.
I'm
guy.
an open fader.
I know
guy,
that's
so
something. Yeah, I struggle with open fader.
My other one is chirps. Like, cause I can put so many varieties on it. So yeah, I'm definitely an open fader.
So flares, I struggle with like really bad. I can do chirps, but flares, I struggle with so bad. And I know you're an open guy. Like every time I see you scratch, I'm like, here's a bunch of scratches I can't do.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting. And then you're an outside.
I'm ambidextrous.
Yeah.
Well, not ambidextrous, but I'm both.
But you put your hand even on your.
So here's the thing. So when I play on controllers or CDJs, my platter hand is on the outside.
Yeah.
Which is not normal.
Right.
But when I'm on vinyl, my hand's on the inside.
Like that's just so much more complicated.
Yeah, I know. But again, it has to do with like the latency of the technology. And the lag and everything I have a better feel for it on the controller and CDJ when it's on the outside. But when I'm doing the vinyl, then I can go inside. I have better control.
For the uninitiated, why does outside inside matter for like vinyl or CD? Like why does it matter?
Dude,
like you said, it was wrong.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's 100%.
Why is it wrong?
Well, because again, two things. One, the most important one is where the needle is back in the day. So if you used to scratch with your hand on the outside, your hand would bump the needle and then like kick it off the vinyl. Correct. But the other one too is the fact that it's motorized. So again, now with the phase needles, which are the magnets that sit on top, you don't have to worry about bumping the needle anymore. The fact that it's motorized, if you're scratching on the outside and you push back on it and try to let go, it's like it slows down. Mm-hmm. So that's why I scratch with my hand on the inside on vinyls. Yeah, I'm fucked up.
Yeah, switching, like being a switch hitter like that.
I've thought about.
It's very odd.
I've thought about like next competition I do, like I'll just do like 16 bars on one side and then 16 bars, like flip my hand on the other side because I don't think if you had to do, there you go, 100 people. I don't think anybody can do that besides me.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, damn, that's fucking weird. Like I'm outside left, which is correct, and then inside right, which is correct.
Yeah.
But I couldn't imagine flipping those at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah, and then I can only do certain scratches with certain hands. And you can do all your scratches on both hands?
No.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Yeah, that's fair.
No.
We're not perfect.
No, we're not.
Anyway, super nerdy DJ talk. If you like this type of talk, let us know and we'll do more of it. We'll talk about scratches. We'll talk your ear off about fucking scratches.
I'll talk dirty to you too.
Yeah, we can whisper. But anyway, thanks so much for listening. Great show, everybody. And shout out for everybody tuning in. Share with your friends. Share it to anybody who feel like needs to hear it or would appreciate it. When we clip this shit, comment, share that shit too. Shout out Heavy Hits. Make sure you use the promo code. Get yourself some fucking dope-ass edits. And we'll see you next time.
Speaking of which, before we go, shout out Ayo Romero, #1 person in the chat.
Didn't he win last time or Certified win last time?
No, Certified did, and he said take it and pass it on to the next one. Take it and double it. Whatever that phrase is. Pass it on and double it to the next one. So, Ayo, congrats. I'll reach out to you here. I'll shoot you a Venmo, and if not, we can pass it on and double it to the next person. So.
Love it. Thank you, guys.
Peace.
But I know the DJ, yeah, I know the vibe. #1 podcast, where the truth comes alive. Music, business, nightlife, city on fire. Powered by dope intent. We just keep climbing higher. Talk beats, break bread, hustle moves in the dark. Industry secrets with a laugh, leaving marks from the booth to the club to the pop culture talk. We keep it uncut, straight shots, no mock. Boston born, Boston raised, voices cut through the smoke. Independent minds, man, we speak for the folk. Every Friday night's got a pulse you can feel. If you ever chase dreams, then you know that it's real. But I know the DJ, yeah, I know the vibe. #1 podcast, where the truth comes alive. Music, business, nightlife, city on fire. Powered by dope intent. We just keep